Okay, so I have my sources on the inside that I talked to about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but this time around, it's everyone's chance to talk to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 developers, or at least the American developers, the liaisons between Bandai Namco America and the Japanese branch. But this time, I handed them over 33 notes on how to fix Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and it's time for everyone to chime in. So if you didn't notice already, when you start up Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, there's a QR code that will take you to a survey. I said, you know what, I already talked to my private sources, but I'm gonna go all the way in. I'm gonna talk to Bandai Namco on their little survey, give them the notes. I gave them 33 points on how to fix Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and that's what we're going to go over today, because I believe my notes should be the template for the entire community to just give them repeatedly. They shouldn't be able to say they don't see this already. So those 33 points, and before we get into that, because I took the time to do this for you guys, hey, hit that subscribe button, enable all notifications, but more importantly, get those thumbs up into the sky. Yes, we want to get 2,000 thumbs up into the sky. Send all that love, all that admiration, and all that support for the Perfection Sama Geekydama. And let's get right into it. So I went in on the online ranked aspect first. I just had to go in on this, and I said, bring back the kick button. Number one, right out the gate, yes, we need the kick button back, and I explained it to them like this. I essentially just said, hey, bring the kick button back for all modes. Hackers, cheaters, modders are always finding ways to ruin the game, and you guys can't respond lickety split. Like, you can't respond quick enough. So give us the power in the community to figure out who these people are and to keep them out of our matches. It's that simple. We didn't have the modding problem before because it was pretty easy to figure out who was doing what, figure out their account names, and basically just banish them out of your room. I don't really understand why they took away this feature in the first place. Again, people are going to bring up, well, the tournament mode, people are going to cherry pick the tournament mode and only pick. Look, if you're doing that, you're not getting enough quest points to really get anything out of that mode. So I don't want to hear that as an excuse. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's only created more problems with than what they fixed, taking it away. So, like, no, give us the kick button back. Like, no, forget tournament mode. Give us the kick button back. If you want to, just take away the kick button in tournament mode and let us have it in ranked, player match, endless battles, everywhere else. But if in your precious little tournament mode, I guess, do what you will. I don't care. But bring the kick button back. It would instantly disable modders. Modders would get named out, figured out. We could form, blacklists, and we could instantly kick them out of every lobby. It would be an overnight fix to the modding issue. So the next point that I made sure I let them know: more DLC packs per year. More often. Like, we should get DLC more often with more characters per pack. So instead of just doing this whole thing like 3 DLC packs a year, 1 in winter, 1 in spring, and 1 in fall, we should ultimately have more DLC packs. Like, no, actually we get 1 in winter, 1 in winter, and 1 in winter or spring, 1 in the summer, and then 1 in fall. That's typically how it breaks down, 3 per year. We should be getting them more often than that. We should be at least, I feel like we should at least get 6. That's 1 every 2 months. I feel like that would be better, if not every month. We have a lot of ground to cover. We have the Gods of Destruction. We have the Angels. We have missing movie characters. We have missing Dragon Ball Super characters that have already been animated. And there's a lot of them. If I were to name every single character we are missing, it would equal the roster it would equal the roster we already have in the game. That's how much ground we have to cover. I'm not talking about leave something for Xenoverse 3. No. You've made all these updates to Xenoverse 2. It's time to go ham and add these missing characters. Like, You got characters like Berserk Kale. You know, Berserk Kale, she's already coming. I'm not worried about that, but I went ahead and named her so the Americans can already know, so they can pass that information along. But additionally, like, you know, the Pride Trooper, the female Pride Trooper Coquette, yes, we need her. Cheelai, yes. Ikari Broly, yes. Universe 9's Hobson Sorrel, yes. The missing female Saiyan from Bardock's team, Fasha, aka Serapa, yes, and more, yes. Hatchiak, Transform Bojack, Zanya, Transform Zanya, Transformed Android 13. I went in. I just gave them a fully comprehensible list, so they definitely know what we want in this game, character and content wise. Even the Gods of Destruction, Cedar, Hales, the Angels, Cus, her God of Destruction, Ramouche, Marcarita, Vermoud, like all the popular Gods of Destruction, I tend to put them to the front just so that we can get them out the way. And then if they want to save the other less popular ones for Xenoverse 3, they could. Grand Priest, I also named him. There's no reason we shouldn't have all these characters already. I mean, they mostly just make up their moveset from interpretation anyway. That's how most of the characters are interpreted. Like, most of what Whis does in his moveset, he's not really done enough to make one from the anime from what he's already done. But again, I was fair with them. I named the characters, I named the content. There we go. So, number 3, add base form and Super Saiyan Broly from the original Dragon Ball movies. It is so strange we don't have him already. It's weird. It feels out of place. Additionally, they just released him in Dragon Ball Legends. There's no reason we shouldn't have this character right now. None. Just use the old voice data. You don't have to ask who's gonna voice him. You don't have to do a big like story mode behind him. Just add him. That's all you got. Just add him, add a PQ quest, fight the legendary Super Saiyan, blah blah blah. Add both variants, the blue SSJ hair from the original movie, the restrained Super Saiyan, and the original yellow Super Saiyan hair that he gets in the second coming movie. Pretty simple, nothing complicated. They could easily do that. More moves from characters in the game and not in the game. Completely original moves to keep our created characters feeling original and giving them more content to use. Use moves from old games as inspiration from games like Dragon Ball Budokai, Budokai 3, Tenkaichi series, Super Dragon Ball Z, some moves from there. I gave them a comprehensive list. A complete list of moves they could use. More outfits and accessories. For example, legendary Super Saiyan Broly's crown that Paragus uses to control him. The drip on it. Just having that as an accessory. I would love it. I know everyone would love it. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants it. Why don't we have it already? Quicker updates to the custom partner roster. We should have Kale, Caulifla as custom partners to help make them usable in online competitive modes. But also characters like Fourth Form Cooler, Final Form Frieza, Golden Frieza, Super 17, Android 21, Android 13 need to be made custom partners to help them fight against overused characters online, i.e. Hit. Yes, please. Give us those characters. We've been waiting. They're the main characters we're waiting for in the online modes. Bring back Toa and Mira and give us Toa's transformations, Darkness Queen Toa and Darkness Goddess Toa with Super Mira. Pretty simple. We've been waiting on them for too long. It's time for them to come back. Please bring them back into the fold. We want them as characters. Playable Chi-Chi, similar to how she was in the game Super Dragon Ball Z. And Bulma in the bunny suit like Dragon Ball Legends. Please. We have all the other Sun family and Vegeta family members. Please give us them. How long do we have to wait? Please. Like, Chi-Chi's already been playable in other games. Bulma has actually been playable in other games. There's no reason we shouldn't have them. This one was a nitpick, but update Android 18. She currently has the wrong face model.
and her hair is too dark blonde and is more of a bleach blonde. That was just for me. This kind of irks me a little bit that they kind of went halfway on her face model. Still looks good, but I feel like it could look better. Nerf Namekian and Male Majin. They currently have too much bulkiness for online modes like ranked. They should not be able to use moves like Ribrianne's Lovely Cyclone, Birder's evasive move, Mop Dash, Final Pose, Nail's move, Do or Die, or Turles's Fruit of the Tree of Might. These moves are fine for other avatars, but due to the massive amount of health, defense, and passive regeneration these two races already get, they should not have access to these moves or super souls that correspond to these moves. Yeah, we nerfing them like that. We breaking them down, get them out of here. They're the most annoying characters to have to deal with on rank, not because of a skill difference, but because you just have to get through all that bulk. Nah, that needs to go. Yeah, we cutting you down a little bit. Be thankful I didn't mention stats. I didn't go into stats. I just said take away the poses. That's all. Period, point blank. Buff Earthling Key Regeneration. It should feel faster than what they already have to keep them feeling unique from everyone else. Currently, everyone can mimic their unique ability by spamming movement or throwing on super souls, and Earthling's natural key regeneration should be greater than that of the super soul. Our two strengths together, our two strengths aren't just added together. Additionally, they should get an attack buff at 3 bars of key instead of being required to have maximum key. Pretty simple, very concise and to the point. This is what we should have. Remember, when you talk to them, be very concise, very to the point. That's all I got to tell you. That's my only tip here. Buff Vados. All of her moves and combos are ridiculously weak for an angel stronger than Whis. And these moves also don't create combos very well. So maybe the hits should do more damage, stun, and restand the opponent to create combo opportunities for Vados. Also, her ultimate, Requiem of Destruction, should have its damage tripled to 15,000 damage at least. Buff God of Destruction's menace, speed, stun, and damage. Buff Dead End Bullet and Dead End Rain. Currently, there are no way to use these moves on 17 and 18 or on Avatar due to these moves having no combos that put the characters in a perfect position to land all hits. When using these moves at any time, the characters using the moves should vanish or teleport directly above the target at an angle perfect to land all hits. Additionally, buff the damage to these moves. Very concise and to the point. That's exactly what needs to be addressed. Buff the launch speed and damage of Shocking Death Ball. If the target is close enough to get hit while charging the move, they should be paralyzed and should be unable to use limit burst or escape moves. It's called Shocking Death Ball. They should be paralyzed. If you're close enough to get hit by it or shredded by it during the charging animation, you shouldn't be able to use limit burst. Period, point blank. Adding a little bit of tech in there, a little hidden mechanic in there, sprinkling that in there a bit. Nerf the Super Soul, don't go all out. Change its Ki Blast type to Rush Ki Blast and reduce the stamina damage to 1 stamina bar to prevent the move from being spammed. Pretty simple. That's the exact change they did to Go Tanks. I don't get why they didn't do this change additionally to the Super Soul itself. It's so weird. Let's see. Nerf the Super Soul. I'm neither Kami nor Piccolo. It should require maxed out Ki in addition to maxed out stamina to activate auto health recovery to keep runners and spammers from stalling matches. Pretty simple. Not overly nerfing, messing with it a little bit to keep runners from using it. Undo the nerf to heavy stamina breaks. Heavy breathing disadvantage. Currently, there's no reason to use heavy stamina breaks at all as they give no advantage over basic light stamina breaks. And that's true. There's no reason to use this technique over the other. They're basically the same thing. I don't know why they nerfed it in the first place. A lot of people will bring up God of Destruction's Anger, but they've already nerfed that move to 0 usability, so they need to rebuff heavy stamina breaks to compensate that. It's weird that we currently cannot use heavy stamina breaks because it is no advantage, 0 advantage. Please unnerf heavy stamina breaks. Let's see. Buff Die Missile Barrage. Speed, reaching the opponent, and damage. Currently it's too slow in all uses and isn't usable, and the damage is way too low. Buff Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack and Super Donut Volley. Both of these techniques do low damage and don't have any other uses and that's the reason they're not used at all. Reduce Giant Charges or Gigantic Charge. Reduce the key cost to 1 key bar. Yeah, that move doesn't get used because it costs too much. So I pretty much went down all the gigantic moves and just said reduce it by 1 key bar. It makes no sense that it costs that much to do these moves. Like, who wants that? Buff Gigantic Omega Damage, please. Buff Gigantic Meteor Speed and Damage. It is still too slow and doesn't do enough damage. Buff Drain Charge, Super Drain, and Hyper Drain. They should be fast enough to use in the middle of combos and should take more ki and stamina. Rebellion Spear, buff. Change armor type to prevent from being stamina broken. Change armor type to reduce health if hit, but not to be stunned. Increase speed of movement and ascend and descend speed. Increase damage. Death Crasher, gain armor, won't be stunned. Defense buff during use of the move, but health still taken off, or HP still taken off. Travels farther and tracks the opponent completely. If hit from full maximum charge, opponent is stamina broken. If they guard, they are stamina broken. Cannot be grabbed during this move. Meteor Crash Cancel added. That's number 26 here. Should be able to stop and start the move instantly without being required to do a backflip in animation unless you use all of your ki. Should be able to step out of the move and also guard cancel. Nerf. This is the big one. I know all of you been waiting for this one, and listen to this one. Nerf. Time Skip Jump Spike. Should be blockable and guardable. Move should travel shorter distances and damage vastly reduced. Yes. All of that, yes. Hit players were coming for your neck. Let's see. Sneaky Strike, damage reduced. Comet Strike buff. Comet Strike initial activating dash should be faster to reach the opponent, and the opponent should not be able to escape without using an evasive. Dragon Flash Bullet boosts damage. Reduce ki drain. Make it usable in combos by instantly restanding the opponent and keeping them in range of the move. So that's the Dragon Flash Bullet update. Flash Bomber, same as Dragon Flash Bullet. Buff the damage of Big Bang Kamehameha Super Attack version. And number 33, Darkness Eye Beam should do more damage to the stamina bar and boost the raw damage and range of the move. Also, number 34, please add Cheelai. Please add playable Cheelai. We need stronger female characters. Number 35, add Majin 21. Please, evil version, pure good version, and pure evil version without cell absorbed. Please, all 3 versions of these characters. Please add Fasha and Serapa. We need more female characters. Please finish the GT roster. Period, point blank. GT Gohan, GT Goten. Add those characters, please. Add Chi-Chi's GT outfit. Please add these characters. So that's been my complete list of changes. I know I said 33, but I added some more in there. just to make sure I was completely thorough with what needed to be changed. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Those are my changes. Let me know yours. If you want to use mine as a template to, you know, tell them the changes that you want, do that. Do this survey and go ham on those changes list. It will come up like 3 times where you can add a big list. Let them know all 3 times. You will know when it's time to do that. Add it in. There is no character limit. I went ham. I was William Shakespeare of Xenoverse and went in, thou shalt change, and nerf hit down to the groundest. To the depths of hell he shall go. But guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, enable all notifications. Please add FASHA. Please add Big Berserker Kale. Anyway, hit that like button, enable all notifications. Remember, we're trying to get to 2,000 likes. Guys, this is our chance to change Xenoverse 2. Go in. Oh, also, before you go, I also mentioned, I think it was number 38. I mentioned new playable stages, Red Ribbon Base, Piccolo's house area with the big lake and stuff, Mount Palzo from Xenoverse, from Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, I mentioned that too. So before anybody says, why didn't you mention stages? Yes, I mentioned that too. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.